Truth Seekers? I want to welcome you to Roderick's Martin High Strangeness. And as always, you could have been any other place tonight, but you chose to be right here, right now. And with that being said, I'm going to serve you. Now, how I'm going to do that is be the boldest, baffling, belligerent YouTube channel in the world, creating captivating conversations that'll certainly cause controversy. Now, I want to bid you good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the 24 time zones that this show airs. I'm located in the Jumbo State. This is where those UFOs come out to play, and the eclipse. It's a Texas thing, y'all. And everything in Texas runs big by nature. All right, I'm good. We got a little humor tonight because I'm full of energy. I'm full of excitement. And I'm not going to bullshit you. We're going to have a great thing tonight. We're going to really get down with this thing to really do some stuff. And we're going to talk about the Planet X, or the hypothetical Planet X, Nibiru. And you know how it works. All right, so let's get down with this. And I hope you're ready, because I'm ready. I hope you're going to get ready to open your mind like a parachute. Why? Because it works best when it's open and your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. Make sure you open your motherfucking eyes tonight, because we're going to be talking. I know, I just said it. I told you to put the kids to bed. I did use some profane language. So what? Yes, so what is what I have to say, because, all right, so we know there's a lot of sugar honey iced tea that's happening when it comes down to what's going on today. And so we're talking about this particular eclipse, but it's tying into some other weird stuff. And I'll set the tone for that because I do want to talk about it a little bit as we get down to the conversation, because I think it's important, especially with some of the things that we will share when it gets down to the conversation. So let me set it up a little bit. All right, so let me set the tone here for you to know what really is happening at this moment. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy out there going on with the eclipse. There's a lot of conspiracy going on with NASA. There's a lot of conspiracy going on with our planet pole shifting. We had earthquakes today. We've had so many different things that are challenging right now that I know it can send some people into a frenzy. Now, once again, I've gave my message of preparation. I've told people to prepare. I told you maybe get you some preparation kit. Oh, maybe get you some seeds. And tonight we're going to cover all of that into what is happening on the government side and the conspiracy side and the reality of the time that we're living in at this moment for you to prepare yourself for whatever is going to be happening. But if you get left behind in thought, and I'm going to say that if you get left behind in thought, it's your own damn fault, because we've been talking about this. We've been hammering it. Some may be against some of the things I say, but it's in real time, people. We got stuff that's happening in our real reality. This is not congregated up into the higher consciousness of the beyond and the astros and all of that. It's happening right now in front of you in real time. And so for me, that takes us down the rabbit hole. That takes us down the hole of believability. That takes us down the hole of saying, hey, what kind of evidence you have, Roderick? Because my job is to give you things that you can see, give you things that you can read, you can hear, so that it open up the possibilities to your mind so that you say, okay, I'm gonna look deeper into the situation, because I don't have all the facts. I never would. If somebody told you they had everything, run and save yourself, because who fucking knows what's going on and why but we should pay attention to the signs and not how they're doing it, but pay attention to why things are happening. And when you pay attention to why it's happening, it opens up everything in the Pandora's box for you to then gather enough information to save yourself, if you need to. All right, I love it. I love it. I love what I do. I really do. I love this thing wholeheartedly. So how are we going to start? Where do we want to start tonight? Maybe we can get into the context of Nibiru, right? Which is what it really is all about. And when it gets down to what is happening today. So let me chime down the music here a little bit and get you into full throttle of conversations. And let's do that right now. All right, so if you've been keeping up with the Anunnaki and the stories of that with Zachariah Ascension, I actually got his book behind me. I meant to get it out to hold it up. Now, the stuff that I'm going to talk about tonight is placed into, I have some contextual files and resources, and if you want those 100-page documents all about Nibiru, then I will be more than happy as a contribution to send you the PDF as we have done in the past. This one is really good. But contributions will start around about $10 because I know some people that I don't know how you can cash out 50 cents in a dollar, but they did. They really did. And so I'm just telling you, let's just work together on this in value or what. But whatever the value is to you tonight, definitely do that. You can support the show. You can do whatever. This show is also brought to you real quickly, get this out of the way, is LIVEPURE. This is the coffee that I've been telling you about. I've been drinking it. You're going to see some of the energy that I'm getting from this mushroom and actually increase a lot of stamina in a lot of different areas. But anyway, livepure.com, Roderick, and you can do that. They got other products too, man. They got silver. We all talk about collateral silver and how the benefits that the immune system. You can get into this thing where you got noni juice. They have all of this stuff, greens, just all of your greens. This company is off the roof. And definitely it is something that I have been personally gained with. And like I said, I'm using their product Magic, and this is for weight loss. And so if you want to lose some pounds, there are a couple of people in the audience right now, Philly Cat, a lot of us, we formed a accountability team for this journey. And thank you for joining with me, and a few others. If you want, email me at contact@whythebigsecret.com. And that's contact@whythebigsecret.com if you want to get some accountability. Because I know it's summertime. Some of you want to shed a few of these pounds and stuff. I got a lot to shed. I really do. I'm big for my age. All right, so basically, Nibiru is a hypothetical planet that is believed to exist in the orbit of Pluto, okay? It's in our solar system, so make no mistake about it. It's also known as the planet X. Now, Nibiru is believed to be a large planet, possibly as large as Jupiter. Jupiter is fucking really big. If you go look at it, it's contextual to all the other planets when you go look at our solar system. And it actually has a highly elliptical orbit that brings into the inner solar system every 3,600 years. And we'll get into that 3,600 years here shortly. Now, we can start out really talk about the orbit of Nibiru. And it's believed that it has a oval-shaped orbit, which is, it takes 3,600 years to complete. Now, coming into our solar system through the Sagittarius and is an anti-clockwise rotation, it will make a rotational path, which will take it between the orbits of Jupiter and the Earth. Now, we'll get deeper into that because, like I said, there are so many tall tale signs that comes to all of this. And when you are really thinking about what we're talking about, then it's another one of those things to say, okay, let's really dig deeper into this whole situation here. And I call it a situation. That's what the old folks say. And I know some of y'all are still young and you might not know what I'm talking about. But anyway, while far away from touching Earth's surface, we're talking about Nibiru here, it will be close enough to cause a dramatic weather change due to Nibiru's gravitational pull and the magnetic force. Possibly, okay? So it's possibly even like it's tilting us in a few degrees of the Earth, off the Earth axis. So this thing is supposed to be so powerful that it can really cause a pole shift, what people are talking about. But then they're already saying it's already happening at some point, and then there is some evidence of stories, and stick around, we'll get into most of that tonight as well. And I'm Roderick Martin, if you're here for the first time for High Strangeness, and if you can go to get more of things that I've done, you can go to Apple TV. You'll see me there. I'm in a couple of shows there. You can go to Gaia. I'm a brand ambassador for Gaia TV. I'm in there with George Norrie. You can go to Discovery Plus channel, History Channel, Ancient Aliens. I was featured in there a while back. Billy Carson's Forbidden Knowledge TV, Forbidden Knowledge Network. I have an 8-episode show there, as well as Amazon Prime, Fox Tubi. So there's a lot of things that I have done. All right, back to the show. We will stick on a point here. Then leaving Jupiter's orbit around the sun, it shoots out our solar system. We're talking about the gravitational pull of Nibiru. And then it will take another 3,600 years for it to return, possibly as a different rotational path. Now, we're talking about the ninth planet, something called, yeah, I think it's the ninth planet. Now, I'll get into in a minute, Rainbow Light, putting that link in there. Yes, please support the show, support the products. And then if some of you, we're going to be putting a business group together too, where we're going to lose weight, help 1,000 families, make some money too. So if y'all interested in those products to do that too, reach out, because man, everything's for the change right now. I got so much going on that we're getting ready to pop this thing wide open. Even look up, even I got a UAP partnership coming with a device that you're going to be able to just put outside. It's going to detect when UFOs come. I'm telling you, y'all better be ready. Y'all better be ready. All right, so it is believed, listen to me, that it will cause days of obscurity while passing the next other planets and possibly even stopping their rotation during this transition across space to this incredible magnetic properties. Okay. Now, this has everything to do with, what can I say? It has everything to do with the Anunnakis. Okay, and if you're familiar with the story, and it all came from the Anunnaki tablets, if you ever heard of that. It was a Sumerian text. And basically, the tablets of the Anunnaki is a series of ancient day clay tablets that tells the story of the Anunnaki and a race to extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth from planet Nibiru, hence and forth the fucking giants, okay? Now, the tablets were discovered in the ruins of ancient Sumerian city, the city of Nibiru, back in the 19th century, and they have been translated by Zechariah Sitchin. Like I say, he got a series of books. You got to get them if you go into it. But if you really want all of this information, once again, it will be available for you. You can cash out the show and just put that you want the all about Nibiru and your email address, and I will get it to you. So let me kind of put, there you go at the top up there. So I'll keep that up there as a reminder so that you at any time feel compelled to do so. Now, one of the things about the tablets, they described that the Anunnaki's arrival on Earth and their mining gold in their creation of humans. Where I'm going with this is, we talked about the prison planet. We talked about the aliens. If you go to some of the previous videos where we've talked about all of these different things, who actually made the humans. We talk about the scriptures in the Bible. Let's make man in our image and the likeness of ourselves. It's right there in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. And we talk about the implications of what's happening into society today. And if you watched News Nation yesterday, they did a story on angels and aliens in the Bible. A lot of stuff was based on Ezekiel stuff, but I'm saying there are so many fucking stories of who made us. One thing's for certain. Project Black family, this is Roderick, and the first thing I want to start with, your eyes is useless when your mind is blind. Now, we know the truth is not found in mainstream energy drinks.
High amount of added sugar is significantly associated with 45 negative health effects.
Reducing the amount of added sugar would change the risk factor numbers that put them at risk for future heart disease.
Those are designed to keep us hyped and keep our eyes closed and our minds closed. They're not sharp enough for the work that we do. We deserve resources that are designed for truth seekers, for those who refuse to settle. That's why I partner with LIVEPURE. Their coffee is different. It's got those cordyceps mushrooms for focus. It's even for immune defense, and we already know that is important these days. And stamina to keep you going, chasing those leads, whether it's out in the field or in the bedroom. Now here's the deal. Every purchase supports Project Black, the Black League of Alien Contact Knowledge. I'm just looking for 20 of you who want to upgrade your morning routine and to show concrete support for our community. Let's ditch the junk and fuel the fight for the truth, one cup at a time. Somebody got to be telling some kind of truth in what we're talking about, right? You do understand that. And therefore, it should leave you to some type of curiosity when it comes down to the stories that we've all been trained or taught when I was little, that Santa Claus was real, and that also we got Adam and Eve, and Jesus born in a manger, which he could have been, and that's fine. But the fact that all of us came from two people, I have to kind of debunk that for myself right now. And hopefully you may get on the bandwagon too and know that Noah didn't put all these fucking animals, I don't know, giraffes, rhinoceros, you're talking elephants and all these things in this particular boat that was 300 feet, right? That's way long. That's over there. But he did. And we believe it. And we pass it along year after year, generation after generation. Now, these tablets of the Anunnaki are some fascinating, controversial accounts of human origin. We talk about that. And they provide a unique glimpse into the beliefs of ancient Sumerians, and they also raise the important question about our place in the universe. And I'm going to give you a little connection between the Anunnaki and Nibiru, and so that it'll set up some of the conversation and where we're going to be heading here momentarily. So I definitely want you to do that. The Anunnaki was a race, like I said, they came to Earth from planet Nibiru. According to the text. Now, they came to Earth in search of gold. I've said that. We talk about that all the time, to repair their atmosphere. And so they got enough of it and they left, but they're supposed to be coming back. Now, they created humans as miners. We were a slave race. Now, of course, according to the alien, in this particular book, she talks about that humans were this was a prison planet and our souls are here. So I don't know if there's a difference in between our souls and our bodies, and that maybe the Anunnaki created our bodies, but yet the aliens created the soul. See, again, it's all worth it. But then now we know there was all kind of species of humans, and there could have been, if you go to the theological prophecy by Samuel Chan, who's one of our guests, he's part of Project Black. He says that Chinese people and black people were brought here from other planets. So now it's like, who's feeding this narrative? But we're going to keep going deeper and keep deeper and deeper. So again, they created us as to help mine. The Anunnaki was said to have left Earth around 300,000 years ago, but some believe they will return someday. So I get that all the time. I get those currents that the Anunnaki is on their way back. Some of you will hear that today, correct? Put in the chat. Yeah, they said they're on their way back. Anunnaki is going to be here. The Anunnaki is going to be here or whatever. The giants are still here. Oh, we in this. I'm going to give you all of it. We're in this particular dome. Earth is flat. Oh, it's oval shape. Oh, we're in some type of simulation. Maybe none of this is real. So what I want y'all to do, even though we can say what's real and not real, and this is our mind, I want all of you right now, take a pen if you got, and just boom yourself. I'm not going to do it, but you can do it. I just want you to tell me if it hurt, if you feel it, if it's a simulation, if it's whatever. Because the reality for me, we're in something. Life is life. Don't worry about it. I'm not a comedian. It ain't Friday night. It ain't, amateur night. I'm good. I'm going to keep going with you. But once again, there was early hints of Nibiru nearing our galaxy. So for quite some time, we've already known that this is coming back. Nibiru is coming back. Now, again, I'll give you what NASA is going to be doing. So you better stick around for that, because they're going to be playing with all of us Monday when the eclipse coming. And so for their thoughts, they think of it as something totally different. And the question is why? Why in hell would they want to fire some rockets? I have the whole story right here. We'll go to it in a little bit. But the whole point is that Nibiru is also known as Planet X, the 12th planet. Now, I said earlier the 9th, but it's actually the 12th planet. And NASA doesn't call it Nibiru. They call it Planet X. For whatever reason, and I can figure out why, it's because it ties into human culture. In some cases, could be racial culture that this ties into. And why would they want to say the most biggest thing in history will be not what we think it is? So they're going to keep a scientific approach to it, and they're going to call it Planet X. And so I get it. I understand why they want to roll that way. But we, the truth seekers, we're in a whole different ball game, and we see things a little different. It's a hypothetical planet, is what they're saying, Planet X, which is Nibiru. These are interchangeable tonight, okay? And that is believed to exist beyond Neptune, which is of our solar system. Now, the concept of Nibiru gained popularity from Zecharia Sitchin's books. and I have one right here on my shelf, but you should get some. The purple one, I forget the name of that one. That's the one I've been reading, 12 Planet. That's the one. But anyway, which claims that Nibiru is inhabited by a race of extraterrestrial beings called the Anunnaki. And according to Sentient, in his book, the Anunnaki came to Earth thousands of years ago in search of gold and created us as a slave race. Plain and simple. Now, Enlil, Enki, and then I forget their sister's name, if you remember in the story, that even though they created the human race, but when they were looking to do this, the sister told Enlil and Enki, what you seek is already here, which meant from the text of that is that human beings, or maybe some Neanderthal or some type of whatever man, bipedal at this point, was already walking to Earth. We just wasn't refined to where we are today. And at that point, we weren't able to procreate either, is what the story has said. And so they gave us that point of procreating, which sex, for if there's any kids in the room. All right, so other than that, there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of Nibiru or the Anunnaki. Astronomers have also searched extensively for Nibiru, but have not been able to find it, and there's no evidence of past visits to Earth by extraterrestrial beings. That's where they're still trying to stand today, right? Now, the idea has been popularized. Now, here's where we're going to go on our rabbit hole by conspiracy theories. I'm one of them, okay? I'm into the thing, which claim that it's on a collision course with Earth. I'm still looking for the evidence of that, but would cause global catastrophe. We get people talking about that now, and give you some of the signs of that in a little bit here as well. And however, there's no evidence to support those, and astronomers say that there is no threat to Earth. Of course they're going to say that. They're not going to tell us, hunk, hunk, here's the alarm. And besides, it's kind of like that movie I'm watching, the Three Body, whatever it is, but the aliens are coming in it's 400 years when they get here, and it's like, why should we worry? I'm going to be long gone in 400 years. Yet, we are being reincarnated souls, so I could be here again. And so they was racing against time. But the fact that this comes around every 3,600 years, you know, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, baby, because all of you in this room and listening to my voice, according to that, will probably be long gone. Unless you're not done here and they bring you back to perfect you and create a better soul for you to ascend beyond the planet. And hang on. Like I said, we're going to really get into the deep conspiracies of this in a minute. I'm just setting you the foundations of everything. Now, after recent efforts to debunk this planet and Nibiru conspiracy theory, they have been emphasized that science itself has abandoned it, and the quest for the Planet X really kind of dimmed down. But now, all of a sudden, NASA is bringing it back up in the last few days. So, all right. So there's a movement for here. Now, let's get into the worries. Now we're going to get deep into a little more conspiratorial talk here, and what the data or the information is going to show, where people is going to be talking about it, and where we're going to go into where people are saying that one of the things is a pole shift. There's going to be a pole shift that comes from Nibiru, the cause of them coming into our gravitational pull or orbit. I will use that word. And that's where the little other stuff is already starting to happen. Now, according to the information gathered by the scientists, a pole shift is expected to occur when the planet X passes our planet. So it's not going to collide with our planet that a lot of people talk about that right now. Oh, it's going to hit Earth. It's coming in a collision course with Earth. It never did before because we're still here. And this thing is supposed to be twice, 3, 4, 5 times bigger than us and bigger power force. And so therefore crashing into Earth will probably cause a cataclysmic event. We will be gone, an extinction level event. Okay, it did cause the Great Flood, though. We'll get into that. Now, according to this, the pole shift is predicted to cause, listen to this though, violent lightning, wind, and firestorms due to the change in Earth magnetic axis. I'm gonna stop there for a moment because now I'm for to stir the pot, and I broke my little pen here. I'm gonna stir the pot because violent lightning is stories that we have already heard in Hawaii. Remember all this stuff that happened recently, the Hawaiian fires and all this was caused by some type of lightning or maybe some beam or some government experiment, and that was a sign of things to come. So we can look at that. Now we're talking about wind and fire. Fire has been raging through a lot of stuff right now, but yet we've always had fire, but now people are starting to say they're reporting these things a lot more. You still got storms. You got a lot of storms that's happening. And one of the things that really goes out, as you know, we have a device, a government device, which was intended for humanity in the beginning called HAARP. You can look that up. It's an acronym, HAARP. And it's the high aurora, whatever, but it creates a signal into the atmosphere where they can actually dictate where they want it to rain, clouds, tsunamis, earthquakes, and different stuff. Additionally, the Earth land masses, will shift, is what they're saying, resulting in earthquakes. Let's pause right there. So I don't live in Philadelphia. I've never had, and supposedly I have a friend that grew up there, too, as a matter of fact, that maybe is in this call tonight. And, I don't really know. They are my friends, but, we'll get into that later. But anyway, they grew up in Philly and then as well as New York. Now, I don't think I've ever heard of a damn earthquake in New York. And hopefully nobody's I didn't follow and start looking it up yet. I just got a bunch of text messages this morning about this. But again, if the eclipse, and you're talking about the planet X, Nibiru, and what scientists are talking about, psychics are talking about, if all of this stuff is happening and starting to happen, would these signs be true? And so we would have to kind of look at all of that stuff and really find out. I'm not really sure, but we would have to know. We would really have to know. All right, so, and we're going to get deep because this shit is real. All right, so once again, we're talking about the Earth land masses will shift, resulting in earthquakes. We have RN Diva in the house. She said we had one in 2011. Where at? You talking about as far as here, like an earthquake here? Okay, well, we'll get that. Some scientists believe that the pole shift could also result in a temporary halt in Earth rotation, which would lead to a period of darkness and extreme weather events. And it's important to note that the timing and exact timing and consequences of the pole shift are still uncertain, and there's more research that's needed to fully understand this impact. Plain and simple. But yet, we still got people and psychics and all that, and I'll tell you about a few psychics too. It's worth mentioning, though, listen to me closely, that the likelihood of a pole shift happening anytime soon is considered a little low by mainstream scientific organization like Scientists of America, okay? But it is possible occurrence that the scientists continue to study and monitor. So they're saying, on one hand, it is possible, and that's all we need is a possibility. We all know that for any damn thing, just possible. And it's possible that a pole shift is going to happen or could happen. No one just really could predict when it happened. And so that makes it a whole different conversation. And I think it's pretty much from there. All right, so let's continue where we're going with this, because there's a couple of biblical things that happen in the Bible in relations to Nibiru. I'm glad you asked. I know some of y'all was going to say, Roderick, is there anything about it in the Bible? Because the Bible is true. Everything is true in the Bible. I need to know the truth. The word is the word, and it's the word. Well, throughout the history of ancient civilizations and recorded details of heavenly body known as the destroyer. Look in the Bible, the destroyer. And many believe this to be Nibiru, all right? And the biblical events such as the Great Flood and the parting of the Red Sea, all right? And the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah may have been caused by its passing. So this Bible that we talk about, that we have as a reference material to our life, or some people say the guidebook of guidebooks, and written by him and he who's omniscient, all-knowing, all-seeing, wrote this, right? And so at this point, we look at to say the truth is the truth, is it? And should we believe some of the stuff? So should we extrapolate some text from the Bible and take in our own perception and ideas based upon what we hear, or is there some truth? It's just kind of twisted, and we have to decipher through it ourselves. Now, there has been a disastrous event in Nibiru alleged to have caused in the past, and I said it again, was the Great Flood. We already know, even with the story of Anunnaki and Enlil and Enki, they were supposed to have been the ones, the dad, who said, let's just kill all these humans. And then one of the brothers had a change of heart, told Noah to build the ark, and here we are today. So the Great Flood was already there, but it wasn't an extension level event, but it was happening to wipe out these ants and roaches of humans that are allegedly there. But also having the potential to collide with Earth millions of years ago, creating what we call the asteroid belt.